the edge in that regard, in that this is a defender-sided, as are all maps. But, I mean, I know it didn't really work out the way I was trying to say it. I kind of stumbled over it. Anyway, 55% win rate for the defenders on this map. We're going to start with a Monty ban, and that's the same thing that Reciprocity banned last map. I think that's smart. Monty always useful, and the fact that Reciprocity have been winning a lot of their gunfights on defense, I would imagine Nip would want to bring the Monty here.
Yeah.
Dokkaebi. I like that.
So they banned the Blackbeard. Ninjas and Pyjamas banned the Blackbeard against Reciprocity on Consulate. And what ends up happening, they get felled by a Dokkaebi. So what do? They ban the Dokkaebi this time around, which is going to allow either Laxing or Retro to play on that Blackbeard. A Mira ban comes out from Nip, and this has got to be a Valk ban here.
Yep.
There you go.
So, Valk being banned for every single one of these maps in this best of 3, all from Reciprocity. Mira being banned for the 2, last one we saw, and this. And then Monty being banned for 2 as well. Dokkaebi being finally taken out, as it has been proven that this Dokkaebi is a force to be reckoned with on the in the hands of Reciprocity, specifically Retro. Overall, these bans making a whole ton of sense. And we will go to Armory. Curious that both Maestro and Echo are available, and they have not been picked by Reciprocity, going for a pure fragger lineup here. As you can see, Vigil, Pulse, Bandit, Jaeger, Smoke. Very little counterplant utility. Pulse, of course, is going to be a factor vertically. Smoke, the horizontal anchor hold. But here's the thing about Border. It's really easy to displace the roamers downstairs and deny a a pulse from. Oh wow, is this the triple? Oh, that was beautiful. Okay, it's really easy to deny the pulse downstairs, C4ing from below, because it's a very shallow building, all things considered. And if you just open up a few windows and doors near the front, then Pulse is not going to be able to deny the plant within A. This is interesting. It looks like they're opening angles so that they can play below and shoot people who are pushing in through that armory wall, or vice versa, who are pushing in from below. I really like that setup there from Skies. That's a good amount of control just from some shotgun blasts. If they have somebody playing underneath, and they will, because, hey, Pulse.
Typically where Foxay is going to play, he's going to play probably over on Workshop side of things. It's also going to allow somebody to play Bunker, though, right? You can have somebody play Bunker or Half Wall there and be able to look down through the holes and offer all that control, as exactly you mentioned.
So, actually no presence right now by Ventilation for the defense, it looks like. Somebody in Workshop, it seems. But, very light presence downstairs. And I mean, it's exactly what we were talking about. Psycho's, oh, this is a good drone here from Wack. He's going to lose a Twitch drone, though. That's not great. Twitch drone's very useful. I'm curious why they're bringing Twitch when there is no Mira. They banned Mira, Ninjas and Pyjamas. So they should be aware of this, and they maybe bring Thatcher. Quite a lot more useful. With only one Twitch drone, Wag is going to have to hit the mark with this in order to take out the Bandit batteries. Either that, they're going to have to rely on vertical destruction. Did you miss that one, Parker? Speaking of vertical, it's going to be Psycho eating some shots downstairs and Ventilation as he's pushing in. Falls back with only 25 HP.
Exactly as we mentioned. You shoot out those holes in the floor, you're able to look through them as you sit up top and have a great view all the way down. Oh, that was Laxi coming very close to being able to pick off the head of one member of Nip through those 2 windows that lead into that main lobby area, so to speak. Nip have really taken a bit of a gamble to try and get into the building and haven't been able to find much success at all so far doing it. They're going to rotate, head on over towards the armory wall, and then put pressure up on vents outside. This is decent control for Nip for the time being, but they haven't been able to find a single kill to start off with. Yeah. Wog also, as you mentioned, that Thatcher pick, Wog has played Thatcher a couple times. It's
right.
An operator we can flex on too, but if you're going to flex on him, the F2 is a pretty good gun to do it with.
The vertical destruction did manage to deal with the Bandit battery, so at least the objective is done for Ninjas Bam as they can open up that wall. It's already open, in fact. Now they've got 40 seconds to use that open wall. Wack is in a really bad spot. He's doing his best to make it work. Psycho's gonna get a free kill there as he vaults into the B bomb site. The Reciprocity still has the man advantage, and they're also gonna take out Kamikaze, who's on the floor now. No Adrenal Surge to pick him up, and it's just gonna be Psycho in a 1 versus 4, but he takes out one. Mark the Shark goes down. Nade prepped, he knows somebody's playing by half wall. That's an easy nade, but it's caught by the ADS. Very little ammunition and time for Psycho to work with. And it's gonna be a C4 from below to end it. A great holdout from Reciprocity.
Did you see her go flying?
I did, yeah. She face planted on those lockers. That had to have hurt. He was already dead at that point. Yeah, she was dead at that point. Yeah. I mean,
in all
if it was a realistic game, she would have lost her legs.
In many cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe the standard operating procedure is to fly 20 meters up in
the air and scatter yourself over a large area. What?
Just gonna steal my joke like that.
We were supposed to say it together, Parker. You jumped out mid-air on that one.
You got like 20 people in the chat typing cringe.
Do we?
I don't know. I'm not looking at chat, Michael. We can't see chat.
Oh.
I'm just imagining that that's exactly what's happening because
it's a good joke.
It was good. It was good. We rehearsed this, Michael.
We don't rehearse these things, but it was a good one. Reciprocity. I'm sorry. Parker. I'm sorry. I stole your joke. I thought we were gonna do it together as a team.
Bomb located by
Reciprocity, having won that first defense in Armory, are now going to go to Ventilation Workshop. So again, we talked about it in the pre-match. The momentum for Reciprocity not blunted at all by the break in between maps. You could see that they are in a good form here on Border. And again, it really does seem like the record
5 seconds left
is going to be a good reference for the result of this match, since Reciprocity has a 2-0-0 record on this map, and Ninjas of Pyjamas have a 1-1-1 record. Reciprocity are, you know, they seem to be the better Border team, but it's early days. We've only seen one round, so adjustments will be made by Nip, I'm sure. We might see a totally different result, but I would give the edge slightly to Reciprocity in this scenario. Looks like it's gonna be an office take here from Ninjas of Pyjamas as they attempt to clear the top floor of the Roamers. There are plenty there. Seeing an alibi being brought by Laxing. And it's a run out from Foxay all the way from Archives, and he will take out Psycho. In no universe should he be able to do that, but he pulls it off. Impressive.
This is Reciprocity, I think, really reading into the way that Nip is playing, and that they've got them on the rope, so you can take these chances. You can just push in, you know, and be able to bully them.
Yeah.
And honestly get away with stuff that no team should really just be getting away with. I honestly think that's the right way to read it. Good trigger discipline there from Pino as he sees the alibi clone perched atop the cabinet just inside of Archives. He spots the real alibi, of course, because only one of them is capable of returning fire. He's got a frag grenade available, but Mark playing a Jaeger means that there's probably an ADS somewhere, just by that window. I would imagine that's what the drone is going to do. Maybe try to figure out if he can possibly get the alibi, but there goes the hatch, and a lot of soft destruction happening around it.
So,
interesting, Michael.
Very interesting, Parker.
Keep in mind the site is downstairs.
Yeah, it's only the second round here. It feels like this has been a long Border match already for some reason, but no, we're barely into it. Ninjas of Pyjamas, this is probably why, Ninjas of Pyjamas have been having very slow attacks. A little overcautious here from Nip. Not the best droning. They are going to gather the information that is necessary, but it's taking them a whole heck of a lot of time. It's not great. Oh, potentially a free kill for Wag, but he just misses the mark, and Skies will fall back to site. Good job to Skies staying alive in that round, seeing the drone and not losing. Didn't he just shoot his own alibi?
He shot the alibi, yeah, it's okay. But Retro gets a kill and Kamikaze trades it off, so there you have it. All the altercation is going to be happening upstairs inside of Archives as Mark hits the deck yet again. He's just going to crawl his way back into small office. He's got a castle barricade, so he can play freely at the top of the stairs by metal detectors. It's going to be a bathroom take as, well, one member of Nip gets gunned down by Laxing the alibi using the pretty decent and respectable gun. He'll pick up a second on the Kamikaze and Pino, who's not been having the greatest stretch here. It's not going to continue. Laxing puts him to bed. Go night-night.
Okay,
3
stop.
kills. Relaxing.
He's done, though. He is done. And this has been... All right, I think it's about time we start theory crafting that maybe Ninjas in Pyjamas are no longer present in this match. Because it certainly does feel that way. That last round there from Nip, pretty much the same as the first round. They're trying to push from too many different locations. They're droning themselves in. There's no serious strategy being employed by Nip, or so it seems, as they are just kind of all over the place. I don't know. I mean, it seems like Nip have left the building. And we talked about this at the beginning of the series. Both of these teams, very emotional. When you allow yourself to fall into a slump like this, I mean, Nip haven't won a single round since map number 1, and you're here on map number 3. That's, let me see, 9 rounds in a row for Reciprocity right now. It's crazy. Through 2 maps.
And there's just, the guns have gone quiet for Nip. They might have burned all their luck in that very first match.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely certain why, but oh well. You can see if things change, but here's the issue that Nip has, is that if Nip doesn't win early and able to capture that momentum, as we've said so many times, Michael, you end up in a position where Nip just don't have the ability to dig deep and come back.
Yeah.
Momentum-based team, emotional teams, etc. Call it whatever you want, but you gotta win this round in particular. It's a customs defense from Reciprocity.
Lowest hanging fruit that you're gonna get for the attackers. And if they don't manage to win this, then you can imagine it's going to really cost them in the long run. Because that means that Reciprocity is going to get to go full circle. And, wow, you really don't want to see that as the attackers. By the way, when I say full circle, I mean they will to defend every one of a 3-site series, because you have to defend 3 sites, get back to the first one. Yeah, that's not a great result for the attack. But currently, Reciprocity inching their way in that direction, looking very, very strong.
We have an update for you. Keep your spoilers. Spoiler alert. We're going to map 3 with FaZe Fnatic.
Yep.
There you have it.
And it was a really close one on map number 2.
Oh, we are being told that it was an absolute slobber knocker, was the term that I
feel like that's in some way something we just shouldn't be saying.
Why?
I don't know.
It was.
Sounds wrong. Good information you're getting gathered on Foxay, and he's going to be pinched upon inside of break room. He's going to be rotating, actually. Look at that. Allowed to rotate. That was really bad hesitation on the side of Pino, who is playing Ash right now. If he just opened the wall, free kill there on the Foxay. But no, he allowed Foxay to rotate as a 3 armor, slowest possible operator available, and now he has to continue to deal with a roamer in CCTV. This is really bad coordination from Ninjas in Pyjamas so far in this round, and they need to bring themselves back into the match somehow.
There's a lot of teams that will read into a defense like this, simply take down the castle barricade at the back of Customs, the double door that Skies was looking at, and just walk right in. You've got the entire site.
Speaking of, by the way,
free to you, but Kamikaze off the board, and the only set of smokes for Nip gone as well.
Because he just walked in Workshop without droning it. Black's going to take down Mark, so there's a refrag in hand here for the attack, and that was one of the roamers upstairs. The other roamer goes down. Foxay says goodbye, and it's all up to the anchors. Without vertical control, this site is difficult to hold, but with only 35 seconds, the defense is still in a decent position.
Pino's got a lot of soft destruction around him to work with, but there's no target.
Does he think somebody's in CCTV still?
I think he might be.
Nobody's droned it.
And this could really speak to the issues that Nip have been having if they don't have drones, figuring out where people are.
He's wasting time.
There you have it. Retro takes out Psycho Wog with 2, Wog with 3 as Julio goes for the plant, but Laxing on the best flank of 2019, an easy 1-tap onto Julio. And he'll go all the way around, and now Pino will need to plant.
Oh no!
Another flank for Laxing! Come on, come now! 3-0 for Reciprocity. The elusive man. Nobody can pin him down, Michael.
I think you said it perfectly, Parker. The best flank of 2019 doubles down, and he gets 2. How does it happen?
Michael, not only do we see the hottest flank of 2019, but then we see the new best hottest flank 5 seconds later, immediately breaking his own record.
Laxing a very impressive round. Ninjas in pajamas just can't catch a break. The lowest hanging fruit will not be snatched by Nip, and it will be Reciprocity putting 3 together. You can see it on the faces of both of these teams. Reciprocity is fired up. Ninjas in pajamas are in the gutter, and it would be a miracle if Nip were to bring it back at this point. It's still only 3 rounds into this match, but just the way that it's playing out, you can feel it, Parker.
Can you feel it, Michael?
I can feel it, Par.
I hate that you just said that on a broadcast.
I got dared to. I couldn't not.
5 seconds remaining.
Did Fabian do this?
Yeah.
Did he put you up to this?
Cover the diffuser. Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb.
I tried
It was
okay,
Fabian.
Listen.
It was Fabian.
I tried to drop a wholesome SpongeBob SquarePants.
He dared me to do it. I had to.
And what do you do? You throw it right back in my face. You throw it right back in my face. In front of millions of people.
It felt good. It felt good. It was right. Fabian was right.
Oh, that's a clip. Drone is wholesome casters. Wholesome casters.
All right, so, yeah, Nip, real tricky spot. Real tricky spot here. Team Reciprocity have an amazing match. I mean, Parker, I don't think we've seen so many clutches in succession like this. I mean, it's just one clutch after another.
I don't even know what you do if you're Nip at this point.
Yeah, they keep getting control and losing it.
And the biggest thing with Nip is that it just seems like they're not communicating. Look at that flank that Laxing.
They're also not droning.
We respond with, an incredulousness to what Laxing just pulled off.
Yeah.
He was aided by the castle barricade because there was no visual on him as he rotated out of passport. He gets a kill on Julio. Give Pino the diffuser because he hasn't gotten a kill in a map and a half.
Does he still not have a kill right now?
I don't think Pino has a kill right now.
Do we see the scoreboard? No? Okay. Well, we'll see it later then, I guess.
We'll see it at the end of the next round. But he didn't have a kill a round or two prior, so I would imagine that he's still probably quite low on. It's been a rough stretch for him, so give him the diffuser. Wog's gotten 3 at that point. Have him try to figure out where Laxing is, and man, Wog is just looking the one way. Pino is completely exposed the other way, and that's it. That's all she wrote. And speaking of, say goodbye to Psycho. And no. Catch. Foxay tossing up a C4, and Julio will be on the receiving end of that, much to his dismay. He brought out the beard, but it's an iron sight.
I mean, it's not a terrible iron sight.
No, it's not terrible, but face shield's not going to do too much there. Kamikaze and Pino are down. Wog is eliminated by Foxay. Laxing is there to clean it up. It's 4-0, and Nip are in total and utter free fall. They'll take a tactical timeout, but
I mean, it's good timing.
That's 11 rounds in a row for Reciprocity, and I'll be honest, Nip have barely gotten anything in more than 1 or 2 of those rounds.
Yeah, there's something to be said about the clutch from Laxing being a serious miracle recovery, but you could say the same thing about the 3 or 4 of the rounds on Clubhouse. So many clutches from Reciprocity, and they just keep happening, man. One clutch after another. They never stop. Reciprocity are on absolute fire right now. Somebody needs to put it out. Ninjas in pajamas, on the other hand, without a fire extinguisher, this is tricky. And not only that, but their machine is breaking down. The repairman is not on his way, it seems, and Ninjas in pajamas are losing all hope because of that.
How many different metaphors are you going to use, Michael?
At least 2, Parker.
Carry on.
No.
Please proceed.
No.
Please, okay.
I already used to. We're moving on now. But okay. In all seriousness here, Reciprocity are having an amazing match, and Ninja in Pajamas seem to have just fallen off the map.
Can we take a moment to say that they literally took a tactical timeout to sit there in complete silence.
I mean, they had a little bit of a conversation. I think we saw Psycho saying a few words. Other than that, yeah, they're man, you could see it on their faces. They're distant.
They literally take a tactical timeout.
Not figuratively. See his face. He's like a dog who knows that he shouldn't have tipped over the trash bin. And you come home and you catch him in the act, and he's just... That's his face right now.
At some point, this cast turned from friendly to hostile. This is a very adversarial zone in which we are in right now.
Oh, shoot. All right, so...
They literally took a tactical timeout and spent half of it in complete silence.
Yeah, they did. They did.
And I think that really... I mean, obviously, you don't want to theory craft too much. You don't want to try to read into the actual emotions of a team, but that's a terrible sign.
It's tough, as I've been saying throughout the last 2 maps for Ninjas and Pyjamas. They're going to try and mix things up, though. So like I talked about, they said a few words to each other during that tactical pause. I'm guessing it was, hey, let's bring a blitz. Julio is known to be a decent blitz, in fact, one of the better blitzes, so this is potentially going to be very good for NIP if they can use that tool correctly. I can only hope that they're going to stack up together and maybe try and make a concerted effort towards one goal, because we have not seen that a single friggin' time from NIP in this match. They've just been spreading out nice and thin as the attacking team and getting picked off one after another. You just hate to see it, but that's what they're doing. So,
I feel like I feel like reuniting Julio with Blitz is like holy hell, nothing has worked. What do we do at this point?
I'm surprised they don't have a Finka, to be honest.
Psycho could play the Finka.
Yeah, I don't know why, or Pino, because you know he's not contributing in terms of kills. He might be able to contribute in terms of utility if you put him on Finka. But I think the thought process right now for NIP is in disarray, and I'm not surprised that that's not the case. But yeah, Finka would really contribute to the shield play. Not here though. Julio's going to be a little bit cautious. Well, I'll say a little bit very cautious as he starts to fall all the way back. Foxy will also take out Psycho, who it looked like was trying to vault into Archives without having cleared out Armory's small office. That's ill-advised. Julio eats a ton of damage there. It must have been a teammate?
Skies is completely out of... NIP is just throwing their lives in at this point. Somehow they're making it work. I mean, Kamikaze doesn't want to lose this. Pino, congratulations.
He's on the scoreboard.
You get rid of Fox, eh?
Hey.
Hey.
He did it.
You got to grab the diffuser, but I was literally moments away from saying, yeah, this game's over. Because NIP was literally just running in without droning. I mean, they were.
How much?
Please go on. No, you go on.
That's all right.
I insist.
How much do you think that Reciprocity is going to clutch this out, though?
Right now, I mean, NIP appears like outside of Kamikaze and maybe Pino. That team looks like they're just handing the match to Reciprocity on a silver platter.
It does feel right now, NIP have vertical control. They have enough time to make an attack, you know, be very coordinated. And Reciprocity is pretty far off site, all things considered. They are just handing B to the enemy. But I just somehow don't see Ninja Pyjamas taking this. They're planting for free right now.
What?
There's nobody holding
full
B.
Control, look at this!
There's nobody holding A or B. But
guys, where are you?
I still see Reciprocity somehow bringing this back. We'll find out, though. It's a 3 versus 3 in the post plant.
They have no idea where they are. Pino's watching the doorway. Oh, no!
What?
Oh, no, Retro! Creep around the corner. Do you see your foot? Yes, you do! Bye-bye, Pino. Retro gets the kill, looks in for another. Oh! He'll walk away with 2 of them. You said it yourself, Michael, that somehow Reciprocity was going to win this, and now Kamikaze is trapped at the back of Workshop with a castle barricade stopping him. It's going to be an easy clutch for Reciprocity, and it's 5-0. Oh, my.
Match is over. You're 5 seconds away from calling it last round, and I think you were right, Parker. Match done. NIP has vacated the building. Reciprocity are on a tear. Retro should have been punished there. He went for the peek, saw the Ash, did not commit to the fight. He should have been re-peeked into and killed.
Wog whiffed 1,000%.
Yeah, well, the Ash was looking at the fully intact main door barricade. I don't know why, but he was. He was staring at it when the castle peeked him.
Maybe maybe he was just thinking, I need out of here. I need to leave.
And then Retro just prone peeks and gets away with it. Look at the smiles on Reciprocity's faces. And the exact opposite. Giant frowns on Nips. We're going full circle again. We're back to customs. Parker, I hadn't thought about this, but there is potential here for 2 7-0s in a row.
What is? I know. I hate this. I hate saying it, Michael. But I'm about to say it, Michael. What has happened?
Nipper sleep at the wheel, man. And Reciprocity certainly aren't. This isn't just a one team is playing bad and the other one's playing all right or slightly better. Reciprocity are on top form. They are playing excellent. They're making mistakes, sure, but not that many. And Ninja's Pyjamas are all over the place, man. They aren't just making mistakes. They aren't establishing basic strategies and default coverage here on Nip. The basics are out the window. They're playing as 5 individuals against a squad of 5. And you're not going to win that no matter who you are. Nip need to come together as a team, work with each other to get a round win. Or they can continue on the free fall that you called it.
This looks like, so the first match on console was fine. It was a nice back and forth, etc. Sky.
Fox 8.
50 seconds in, Reciprocity is 2 kills.
All right, so as long as Reciprocity doesn't get ahead of themselves and start doing stupid things and giving away free picks, then we will see this be a Reciprocity round, which means we are in a 6-0.
It's honestly, as a viewer and as a caster, it's
sad.
It's frustrating to see essentially a team collapse, and not just collapse, but just completely not toss away around. I'm trying to say this without sounding rude, but basically just give up. I think that it's just I think that for the most part this is them giving up. Like, look at this. Like,
that's a trade.
It's a trade, but you have no drones. You don't know what's going on. Now Pino is in. He has no drones either. Oh, does it look like there might be a drone onto the smoke here of Skies? Pino's now going to try to rotate around. Wog takes out Foxy. Wog takes out Foxy. There's Skies to trade off onto Pino, and now Wog is left in a desperate attempt to try and keep his team in this in a 1v3 with a Doc. Mark still available. Give extra sustain if need be, providing nobody from Reciprocity decides to throw this away. You called it last round. This match was sadly, unless something magical happens, this match is going to be over. And
6-0. Sad to see. Sad to see. Ninjas of Pyjamas, if you're a fan of Nip, and there are many.
Which I am. I'm a genuine fan of this team.
If you're a fan of, I remember the, was that a jersey? It was like a sweater or the vest way back in like
Paris Major.
Was it Paris Major?
Yeah,
I thought it was
I got a Nip sweater in the Paris Major.
I thought it was in like Sao Paulo. I was thinking about Sao Paulo. Who is that?
Sao Paulo was when they were Black Dragons.
Ah, that's right. It was the Black. Yeah. All right. Anyway. Yeah, if you're a fan of Nip right now, you've got to be, like, I imagine most of them have tuned out at this point. And if I were watching this as a fan of Nip, I certainly would have, because it's hard to watch. It's really hard to watch. And we don't. It's not just Nip playing really poorly. It's Reciprocity playing amazingly well. And so it's the exact opposite end of the spectrum. If you're a Reciprocity fan, this is like candy to your eyes. And yeah, that's fantastic. But it is, despite that fact, still sad to witness. Period. You know, we're watching. There's
no joy like in this.
Yeah.
Like if this was a routine matchup where you could tell that both teams were.
It was like a challenge.
Mentally in this.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's no disrespect to Nip, but it's very clear that they've mentally checked out.
Yeah, and if it were like a Challenger League versus a Pro League team, you know, like a group of Diamond players going against a full squad, like a full Pro League squad, and this was the result that we were getting, I mean, it would be, it would probably be jovial. We would probably just like treat it as it is, right? No surprise. But it's not. This is one of the best teams, not only in Latin America, or Brazil specifically, but also one of the best teams in the entire world. About to get 7-0'd twice.
And 3 times, actually.
Well, twice in a row. 3 times total.
If this ends up going in favor of Reciprocity, then NIP will have played 5 maps this tournament, 3 of which they lost 0-7.
That's unheard of, by the way. I think that'd be a record.
That is probably one of the worst performances from a team in groups that we've ever seen.
Yeah, so...
You know, and I don't think Laxing has died yet. I don't think Julio's gotten a kill yet.
We'll find out at the end.
Yeah.
What the actual record ends up being, but... Yeah, Reciprocity had a good defense half. Maybe they really suck at attacking on border, but I don't see that as likely.
I mean, they do have the added benefit of the side change.
I mean, it's possible that we won't get another 7-0. Like, we could see Ninjas of Pyjamas get 1 or 2 here, but I just don't see a full 6-round comeback. It would be a miracle if they make that happen. And I'd love to see it. I really would love to see it, because honestly, it would add energy back into this match, but it's unlikely. Excellent nade there from Skies. They're going to take out the potential jammers or bandit batteries, but there are neither on the defensive side. Both Maestro and Echo are being bought, so there's very little counter utility here. Just indirect denial of the defuse. I like this setup from Ninjas of Pyjamas, but it is heavy stacking on denying the plant.
And look at, I mean, Reciprocity's side, they have a lot of utility. Soft destruction, frag grenades. We already saw 1 get used. You got good guns. They're already so close to being able to push on in. Oh, Foxay sees the Jaeger. Kamikaze takes out Mark, and there's a down from Foxay. Might get pushed from a second angle if Foxay doesn't look to his left towards the doorway. Skies will finish off Psycho. Pino is downed. Yokai drone, not even bothering to reposition the Yokai drone. Laxing gets wogged. Pino is down. Kamikaze and Julia will be there. And man, you got to give him credit. The heart on Kamikaze right now, it seems like the only real pulse on NIP through these 2. But there's Julio, picks up his very first kill in a 3v2, what is technically a glorified 2v2, given that Pino has still not been brought back, and a down but not outstaked. Julio using his Yokai drone. Pino still hasn't been found out, but he's just going to bleed out for the time being. Foxay doesn't know the location of the Echo. He's going to have to pick up the diffuser. He's still got Laxing. They got the Commando and the C7E. But this is actually very winnable for NIP. Pino does get finished off. Julio still there. His 1 Yokai drone. Foxay disoriented, circling around. He'll sprint right in. He knows where Kamikaze's location is. He can't win the fight against Julio. NIP is there, and finally, they will pick it up. 13 rounds in a row, and the streak will end. Reciprocity will sit on match point unless we go to overtime for the remainder of this matchup.
Great job to Ninjas in Pyjamas, finally taking a round. You can see there Reciprocity really overthought the way they were playing that round and ended up tripping over themselves, allowing Kamikaze and Julio to lock it out. 3 for Kamikaze, 2 for Julio, and an excellent defense from the 2 mainstay anchors on Echo and Maestro. We will go now to Ventilation Workshop for Ninjas in Pyjamas, and we will have the second defense for them and their next attempt at bringing this back. It's got to give you a little bit of confidence, taking your first round in a long time. In fact, let's see, first round in 14 rounds total. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And not have any rounds.
It's been like, you know, I want to do the today. It's been 84 years.
Yeah. We do the little head backwards. Yeah. No, it does feel that way though. Ninjas in Pyjamas have been on a like as we said, a free fall, pardon me, and maybe having just stopped it. But is it just going to be a little ledge that they're bouncing off of and they'll continue to fall, or are they finally going to be able to get some footing here and push for a comeback? I mean, that's the only story there is to be had there. That defensive round was just Julio and Kamikaze fragging out. Reciprocity, again, they overthought the way that they were playing that round, and they got caught in some really odd angles.
Like I said, I have so much untold respect for Kamikaze and the way that he's played these last couple of rounds. It really looks like he's trying to backpack this entire team right now, and I know that it's I know that it hasn't exactly been the best run here for Nip over the last hour or so, but man, has he been trying his heart out. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. I mean that genuinely and sincerely to keep the team in this. But one thing worth noting, we said this when Nip was attacking, obviously now they're on defense, and I think it holds true, is that you've still got to you will still have to defend customs, that bathroom site. And that's going to be the best opportunity for Reciprocity. And they'll have 2 cracks at that if Nip goes perfect on their defense.
Those off-sites, really difficult to hold at times. Kamikaze going to be bandit tricking, and actually he might be able to get some exothermic, or well, rather, Excaros charges, and he will be successful in that endeavor. That's going to assist his team quite a lot. Armory wall takes, rely on hard destruction. No thermite being brought, the Habana being countered. Somebody from Reciprocity needs to go downstairs, and it's going to be Skies to do the job. The marks come out, forcing the bandit to fall back, but the bandit batteries themselves will be taken out by that grenade in all likelihood.
There's a bandit trick there, it sounded like, as well.
There was.
Ozzy, so
yeah.
A good rebuff. A good rebuff so far from Nip.
I think that would be 2 exothermic sets taken out, or rather, again, Excaros sets. I don't know why I'm confusing the 2. But the third one will open but a tiny hole. Speaking of tiny, Foxe on 1 HP. Not a great scenario for him. Hopefully he can get reset.
Quite literally 1 HP as well.
Yeah, we've got a minute left. They could pick him up off the floor. It's a ventilation defense important to remember, and the attackers have been prioritizing Armory. This could be an easy kill for Skies, and no, he loses the fight to Julio from above. Great cover for Ninjas of Pyjamas. Vertical play, so relevant because the roamers were unable to be cleared. He goes for a second, and he will just barely get it. Mark the Shark goes down, and Julio on fire. Pino and Wag also get their own kills, leaving just Retro, a last one alive. He'll get 1. There's nobody in the site to see, though. Workshop empty. Only 1 inside of security. He's got full HP. The fuser is down, so he's going to have to pick that up, but he's going the right way. Covered from the drop down and from the site. Not an easy fight to have. He sees the Echo, just barely the head peeking around that corner. Gets the shot, finally, knows one's above, but can't land it, an odd angle, and Psycho will clutch out the round. Ninjas and Pyjamas take 2 in a row.
That perspective is going to make it almost impossible for you to win that fight. They're going to see your lower half of the body before you see any of theirs, and well, it ends up going according to plan. This is the bounce back that Nip needs, and don't ever count this team out. We've said it in the match before phase. We said it in the match before Reciprocity. This is a team that is built for conditioning on LAN, and I want to say the ability for Nip to come back looked gone, completely zero, outside of maybe Kamikaze and Pino. But now the rest of the team sees willed into it. Border is not a map where you go 6-0 on one side. It doesn't happen that way. Are we going to see it? It's unlikely. It's still very unlikely. I think you need to mend your expectations and plan them accordingly. And like we said, Reciprocity was on defense. You got to win a customs or a bathroom defense.
And now
could possibly be tough. This is where we are right now. It's been 2 really good rounds from Nip. They've been able to stitch it together. They've been patient. They haven't had to worry about drone work. Their intel and comms seem to have improved immensely. But you're still in a position where you're going to be battling from behind just because the site isn't as defendable as an armory site upstairs and ventilation is on that first floor.
10 seconds remaining.
Because of that disadvantage, Ninjas and Pyjamas are... I mean, this is it. They make it past this hurdle. Yeah, the comeback is totally possible. But do I see them managing it? Maybe not. It doesn't seem very likely. I'm being honest with you guys. This is going to be a good spot for Reciprocity. I mean, who knows? Maybe Reciprocity isn't comfortable attacking customs. Maybe this is going to be the most one-sided defense win for Ninjas and Pyjamas so far today. We'll wait and see. Psycho's going to be playing on Clash with that fully automatic SMG. Much more viable operator to bring, that's for sure. Pino's already lost quite a lot of HP, about 50% in fact. And because of that, he's going to have to play much better. A lot less buffer space between him and death. Reciprocity have already opened up jail. It's good access. You can cut off rotation between the A and the B bomb site. And it's going to be a rotate into A, but Psycho from above, using a very basic hole to get that kill. There's actually a really good operator put on this position because he can use the shield, but oh no, a plant's going down! Psycho's not watching anymore! The attackers have just doubled down and vaulted through the window! Psycho came off the angle at the wrong moment! Julio will get 2 refrags, but the nade from Skies takes down the shield. Laxing going for an exceptionally long angle, and why? Because the diffuser is planted just inside the window. He can play as safe as he wants to play and still deny the disable. Retro takes down Kamikaze, 1 for Laxing, and it's a 2 versus 2, but Julio on so little HP. An excellent angle from Laxing, but a 1 versus 1. Wag has no ACOG as he's not bringing the MP5, so he's just gonna go for a disable. Laxing should hear this, and he should read the situation accordingly. He has to get the tight angle. He goes for the pre-fire, but he runs out of bullets! Oh no! Laxing, what a throw! And Ninjas in Pyjamas clutch out for their 3rd round in a row.
That's a tilter. Oh boy, is that a tilter?
It is.
And that is also, that is a possible game changer, Michael. You complete the rotation, you're Ninjas in Pyjamas, you go back up top to Armory. All of that momentum in which your opponents had over you is gone. It's gone.
Look at their faces.
They call a tactical timeout. We got ourselves a ball game, Michael.
I'm so glad it happened, Parker.
We got ourselves a gosh darn ball game.
Look at Reciprocity's faces. Remember that extreme happiness that they had not moments ago? It's gone. Disappeared. Evaporated. Dust in the wind. And now, as you said it, Parker, we have an actual match on our hands. This means that Ninjas in Pyjamas, much like Reciprocity, will get to go full circle, winning all 3 of their defensive sites. They're going back to their best. It's Armory, once again. Here we go. Now,
it's really important that you don't blame that solely on Laxing.
No.
That kind of resentment that festers under the surface that kills a team. And you know, you got to clear your head. You got to approach it round by round. And you got to keep going. It's something that NiP failed to do, and that's why they sunk into that 6-0 hole that they were in. But now Reciprocity's in a 3-0 hole. 2 6-0s. I actually don't think. I could be wrong. I would love it, and I know somebody's going to correct me on it.
Splack.
But I would love it. It's probably going to be Splack. Proceeds GG. I don't think since we changed the rule set, Michael, that we have seen a 6-0 with a 6-0 comeback to send us into overtime. I don't think we've seen 2 perfect sides.
I know I personally have not cast it.
I don't believe I have either. I know that we've seen it on 5-5s.
Yeah.
I don't believe we've ever seen it on a 6-6 where it's 6 on one side and then 6 on the other. I don't think it's happened yet. And it feels like we're starting to get that magic in the background where it's coming, Michael.
10 seconds to
I hate to be the party pooper, but it's going to take 1 stumble from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Just 1 over the course of the next 3 rounds, including this one,
Attackers are moving out to locate
for Team
a bomb
Reciprocity to
and defuse
take. That's it. 1 trip up, 1 mistake that Reciprocity capitalized upon, and it's over. It's high pressure here for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Once again, they have brought a Maestro and an Echo, both being unbanned, which is very unusual. Reciprocity are trying to counter that by bringing an IQ. Certainly the right call in this situation. Only thing to counter the Evil Eyes is going to be the grenades from Skies, though, and he's already taken damage.
Julio's been the guy to be very aggressive early on, and actually looks like Skies hit 2 goo mines.
Yeah.
That's what it appears, or there was a goo mine as he was climbing up and he wasn't able to pull the goo mine out of his foot. I'm not exactly certain what happened, but it does appear to be 20 damage that's been done to him. Now, the thing is that NiP has been really aggressive, and if you know that you've angered Reciprocity, both these teams play very similarly, you break them. You get under their skin, you start taking real big gambles, and because they're not thinking clearly, it pays off. It's exactly what Rec did to NiP, and it looks to be what NiP can do back. But as much as we love a comeback, it's still so statistically improbable that this is going to happen. We'll see if it's doable, and I think you need to be a 3-speed to make that work.
No, you could do it as a, I think you could do it as a 2-speed. I'm pretty sure he's already done it before.
He's getting lapped.
I do know that he's wasting a lot of time. Like, that is a for sure thing.
Yeah.
He's also looking too much to the right. He keeps angling his mouse to the right.
Yeah.
Because you need to get it like as close as possible.
He's not going to give up.
He's just gonna keep going.
He's gonna keep going.
So we're just past the half round mark, guys, and this is called. Oh,
There
he did
you
it!
go.
He did it!
Hey, he did it! He did it. Correct.
And there's no one to nade.
Yeah.
So, good job, Disguise. He managed it. There's also an ADS, but Thatcher should be able to take care of that.
It's a second drone here as well, it looks like.
Exothermic charge does go off there, so access to offices is guaranteed. Good calls there, using the marks from below. Laxing's just barely not doing damage. He needs to get a better angle for that.
I think he's
Foxay, though, is in sight. What has just happened? He got 1 kill, and that's his second. Julio's gonna shut down Retro, who's trying to follow it up. Retro gets a Claymore kill, and Foxay with a third. It's just Julio on match point. He's gotta get 4. He gets 1. An excellent headshot there. He's gotta hold out for 30 more seconds. The diffuser's going down, and it's deep inside of Armory. But look at that, the marks are coming out. Why? There's an Evil Eye in sight. This could be a clutch from Julio with all of this information. It's going for a long play, taking a huge risk. So far from sight, not making any active moves just yet. He has an impact. The vault is successful, no Claymore. But he doesn't see anyone. He's running out of time. He just doesn't have playing angles as an option. Goes for the rotation to the main hallway, and he is cornered. 3 different people look in his direction, and Skies will shut him down. Reciprocity, lock it out, and win the series 2-1.
No Cinderella story for Ninjas in Pajamas after mounting a frighteningly strong comeback, taking 3 rounds, but ultimately just falling short. And we have, unfortunately, our first team that we will say goodbye to at the Six Invitational as Ninjas in Pajamas. Their time here, competing at least, is done.
12 kills for Laxing, 11 for Foxay, and 10 for Retro, then 9 for Skies. It's perfect. Down by 1 for each of those players. Very beautifully done there for Reciprocity. Ninjas in Pajamas, they go home